Hi everyone, my name is Stephen Blum. I am the CTO of PubNub, and I am changing the world. Thank you. I've been in the software development business for 11 years, and I've been doing JavaScript for just about as long. I created my first company when I was 17 years old, which allowed you to manage your online brand very easily. My company was acquired. I made more money than I ever had. I bought the car I always wanted, and I just hung out for a while. Later, I discovered Silicon Valley, where we are today. I joined a team that was developing HTML5 apps where we'd actually overlay it on a 1080p broadcast. We'd actually take a browser and overlay it on the broadcast and delivered audience sentiment and other sort of audience-type participant-type things. Spike TV called this 360-degree television, and they did it at CES when they were interviewing Steve Ballmer. That company was acquired by the guy who owns American Idol, and it was a big success. Today, I've been working at PubNub for 3 years with a smart team of engineers, and I'm going to tell you about PubNub. Today, our goals, we're going to cover the solution that PubNub provides. We'll walk through the showcase customers, and I'll show you some source code. We'll actually walk through some code. I'll show you some useful apps and some not so useful but kind of neat ones. Then we'll open up a terminal and do some live coding if we have got time. So I've got a video here that I'm going to show you real quick. I couldn't get the audio to work, so I'm going to hold my mic up to the speaker, and here's the video.
Communicate quickly, reliably, easily, remotely, and I want to do it now, don't want to have to wait. Using PubNub, super duper easy, publish, subscribe, check your history. PubNub, about sweeping the nation, use it in your awesome application.
All right, cool. That's actually a 4-minute video, and you can check it out on the internet. It's got like full chorus and everything. So I encourage you anytime ask questions. We're going to go pretty quick here. And I prefer while it's fresh in your mind that we talk about the topic. So the fabric of the internet today, of all the world's population, 50% of the adults are online. And you can ping any of these adults in about 1.5 or 1.25 seconds. And 1.2 billion of these users are on mobile. And the reality of most apps are there's information and information sources, but they're not real time. There's no way for us to interact. You're on New York Page's Time page, and you're reading an article, but you don't know that there's 75,000 other people currently on that page, and there's no way for us to truly interact. However, there are some companies that you've heard of, like Skype, World of Warcraft, that allow you to connect and participate with people. But the problem is, these companies have spent tens of millions of dollars on infrastructure to create that real-time experience. And they spend even more to maintain the systems. And that's because real-time is complex. Even a college freshman can build you a website with a database backend, Node.js, or something like that, and you have a business up and running. However, real-time tech, it's hard, and it's very expensive. And to build a cost-effective solution is a very delicate process. That's why PubNub has democratized real-time. We've made it easy to connect everyone on Earth in 1/4 second or less. And you have 2 major services to choose from. And the first one is PubNub Pulse. PubNub Pulse allows you to connect millions of users and signal individuals one at a time or at a large scale. One of our showcase customers, Rebtel, they use PubNub to replace the SIP protocol. They're the 2nd largest voice over IP company on Earth. And they use PubNub because we hit all platforms, including Android and iOS and web and desktop. And we get around firewalls and proxies and corporate like blockings. We can get past everything and signal the device. So PubNub actually makes your phone ring. There's My PC Backup. They've got users all over Earth. They have thousands, hundreds of thousands of connected devices, and they do server-triggered backup for optimizing backup scheduling with all the devices. There's also a large other number of companies that are using PubNub, including telecom, chat, multiplayer, fleet management systems. So like taxi services, I press a Get Taxi button, and then I can watch the taxi move down if you guys used Uber or any of those other services. And yeah, that's PubNub Pulse. Now we've got PubNub Galaxy. PubNub Galaxy allows you to mass fan out to hundreds of millions of audience members simultaneously. And this year, 2012, the UEFA Soccer League broadcast a game to 800,000 people simultaneously, so they'd send score updates. So like, for example, Spain versus Italy. Spain scored a goal. They would push that goal to your phone or to your desktop, and you'd see the update happen. And you're watching the game at the same time, but you'd say, wait a second. How did Spain score? I'm watching the feed right now. And then 5 seconds later, you'd actually see them score because the feed was 5 seconds slow, and PubNub got it there much quicker. So you could see the future with PubNub. Yeah. We've got other guys like Spike TV I told you about a little bit earlier. They do sentiment analysis with real-time TV, so you can see the guy on screen, and you can see what the people are talking about with the ups and downs and like the happy faces and the sad faces. And when we did this, we did about 2 million messages per second across the United States with a large audience. And it was a very successful event. We also have entertainment industries, social TV, second screen advertising, sporting and concert events, and a lot of other things. We have an Arduino device at our table in the conference area. So we're actually going to signal the Arduino device later today if you get a chance to stop by. So PubNub is distributed in 10 data centers. We touch many continents, and we're very scalable, reliable. We've been around for 3 years. We have thousands of customers that use PubNub on a daily basis, and we've peaked at over 2 million messages per second. We work everywhere. Even on disconnect, when you're switching from 3G to Wi-Fi or you're going through tunnel, PubNub automatically catches you up to all the messages that you missed. We provide high levels of security, including AES and SSL, so client-side encryption and the transport encryption as well, and a lot of other features. So you might be curious, how do we make money? We've got a transparent pricing model. It's 1 million messages a month for free, plus $1 per million after that, and then there's tiers based on what services and advanced features you need. We also have real-time analytics, which allows you to see where your users are located as they're using the service in real time. So you've got a user in UK, but you're in the US. You can see the communication occur across the distances. This is available today in your account. Just sign up to pubnub.com, go into your account, and you can click this real-time button. To summarize, we connect everyone, everywhere on Earth. And with my team, I've created a Core C Linux process that's close to the bare metal, so it's very fast. Highly performant. PubNub is globally distributed across many continents. And today, I'm putting a stake in the ground. I intend to connect every device on Earth and beyond. All right, now I'm going to do some coding. So I got to figure out how much time I got, because there's lunch out there, so I don't want you guys to miss lunch. We've got 2 simple APIs, send and receive. There's a lot of work that went behind these 2 APIs, but you get so much for just the 2. I'll be coding with you guys, and now I've got a tutorial. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to mirror my screen so I can see the same thing that you guys are seeing. And we'll go through these steps there. Let's see here. Let me open up my display. Oops. Not that. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? This works pretty well. I can just keep looking to my left. So my first task, I'm going to show you the dev console. So if you go to pubnub.com/devconsole, you can gain access to this screen. Close that. And with the dev console, I'm going to zoom up here a little bit so you can see it a little better. You can use PubNub really easy just by clicking buttons. So I've got a JSON message here, and I'm going to send it to myself and anyone else who's on this page. So if you notice, we've also got presence events over here in this little box, in this black box here. You can see that there are currently 4 other people listening on this page. So as soon as I send this message, this text, hey, will show up. I see someone else just joined, so I can click those buttons there and send that. So I can also send other text, straight up strings. Yo, that's cool. You actually chat this. Cool. And with your account, you'll specify your own keys, but we're using the demo keys here in the publish and subscribe section. All right, next, I believe I'm going to open a text editor and do a quick coding example for you guys. So try to keep up. I'm a very, very fast typer. So here we go. Let's do this. All right, there we go. All right, so what just happened here? I created an app that's, let's actually run it. Let's see what happens when I run this. Opt users, there we go. All right, so I've got a straight HTML page. I'm going to move it over on the other side, and I believe it's connected to the dev console. So if I open up the dev console here, I can actually send text. Yo. Zoom in there a little bit. Can even send HTML. So if I do an H1, should be nice and big. There you go. Yo. Cool. All right, what's next? If anyone has any questions, just let me know. I'm going to open up the Chrome DevTool console, and then we'll actually be doing some code typing here so you can see how PubNub works straight up. All right, so I've got the PubNub object on the page. So the first thing I'm going to do is say pubnub.subscribe, which opens a TCP socket. Channel is my channel. And the callback is let's just do alert. Oh, I'm missing a subscribe key. I see. So I need to actually init my PubNub object. Var p equals PubNub init subscribe key to demo. Publish key demo. And then do p.subscribe. All right, now I've opened up a socket connection on my channel. I can actually p.publish on that same channel. And send a message. Let's just do an integer 1 because it's efficient. And there we go. 1 came across. In addition, it looks like the background service was also listening to 1, so I can send other messages, as you can see. A bunch of text. Cool. All right. So it's really that simple. Just send and receive. What do we got next? So I'm going to show you our GitHub page real quick. PubNub GitHub in Google should be the first thing that comes up. As you can see here, we've got a lot of APIs. The guy in the back room in the red, if you look at him, his name's Jeremy. He's responsible for this repository. So he's doing the Android and the C and the iOS and Objective-C, Erlang, Flash. All these APIs are available for you, so you can have simple send and receive on any platform. And all the other platforms can speak to each other. So PHP can speak to JavaScript, can speak to Python, all in real time. And since this is a JavaScript concert, I've got an app showcase here that shows you all sorts of different varieties of examples on how to use PubNub. The performance meter is something I made recently, and just because it's pretty, I want to brag to you guys and show you what that looks like. Let's see, performance meter. And what this does is it's an HTML app, and it shows you the current round trips in PubNub from the current location. So what my laptop is doing right now is it's got a socket connection open to PubNub. And it's sending a message, and then waiting for a message to come back, and then it will keep doing that back and forth. So it looks like we're doing about 30 per second round trips. this is an HTML5 app right here using HTML and CSS. Let's see. So it's a fairly simple, mostly CSS there. And then here's the JavaScript itself. So we've just got a simple JavaScript there. Total 200, yeah. Yes, sir. So if you're offline, that's a good question. What would happen is this would immediately drop to, or it would just sit. It's dead. I haven't programmed it to detect a disconnect. But we've got a callback that you can register called onDisconnect. And then as soon as you get disconnected, that event will fire and say the network's gone. And then you can like show like green and red lights or like disconnect and reconnect events as well. Yes. So as you can see, I just got reestablished a connection and it automatically reconnected. So I turned off my Wi-Fi. On disconnect, it will recognize that the connection's not there anymore. PubNub will queue those messages up to 100. And then redeliver as soon as the device comes back online. Let's see, all right. What am I going to show you guys next? I'll show you the presence chat. Let's show you that real quick, because that's kind of pretty. Is that the one? Share that? Yeah, OK. So this is using Twitter OAuth. And this is a simple, pretty simple little chat app. So I can chat with myself and other people. It's got presence, so you can see who's online. I can even open up a new window and go rally. Sign in with a different person. And now you can see that there are 2 people online. All right. So what I would have normally done, but I only have like 4 minutes left, I would have actually typed out a quick little chat app. But if you guys want, I'll save this time for questions. Yes, check it out. Let's go back to the dev console. Let's see. Here's the dev console. I can send arrays. Oops. Oh, yeah, of course. This window's still open. But yeah, I can send arrays. I can send objects like you asked. A is 1. Send, and it'll eventually go through. But yeah, any sort of format that you guys want. Sure.
So is there any drawback of subscribing to multiple channels that aren't public?
So subscribe to multiple channels.
Yeah.
So like channel A and B simultaneously.
Exactly.
So you can do that today with PubNub. And what that will do right now is it'll open up an individual connection for each channel that you subscribe to. However, we do have a beta that we're about to release in the next couple weeks called multiplexing that allows you to subscribe to any number of channels on one single connection. So I can type multiplexing.pubnub.com and actually subscribe to channel A, B. Subscribe. You can send data on that channel, but then you can also open up data for that same channel, for those same channels on a different. Oops.
Is that data available?
Yeah, you just type multiplexing.pubnub.com. Yeah. Any last questions? Sure.
Any troubleshooting stuff built into your side?
Troubleshooting. So what we usually do is we use the developer console for troubleshooting. So we can subscribe to that data feed and that stream of data. And you can see all the formats of data that are coming through. Is that sort of?
But there are many subscribers, that's going to be messy.
So like if there's a lot of subscribers currently on like a channel or multiple channels? The dev console is usually what we use for debugging. And there's, of course, other methods as well. Like you can subscribe to channels on the server side. Yep, sir.
Subscribing on the server side, how much guarantee is it that I will get disconnected? Like if I, instead of doing AJAX calls to the post to the server, is there some sort of guarantee that PubNub will actually reach
Oh, that's a good question. So the question was, how do I guarantee that messages are being delivered? What PubNub has is a receive receipt on the PubNub side. So I'll tell you that message was actually received by PubNub, and it will do its best effort to broadcast from there. But if you want to do read receipt to make sure that it actually got there, the server will have to publish back to the source and say, I got it, I read it, good. Cool. All right. So it's lunchtime, guys. There's nice big boxes of sandwiches out there, and enjoy. Thank you.